Okay, let's dive right into this. If you are totally burnt out on that endless active grind, constantly trading your precious hours just to make a buck, well, you are absolutely in the right place. Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're unpacking a really fascinating blueprint for achieving genuine time freedom. It's a method known as the website landlord model. And trust me, it is a complete game changer.
Here's our roadmap for this explainer. We're going to cover chasing true time freedom, finding low-hanging keywords, building your digital real estate, renting out the leads, scaling the whole thing up with AI tools, and finally, making that ultimate transition to passive income.
Section 1. Chasing True Time Freedom.
To really get the why behind this whole model, let me introduce you to Kyle. This guy used to work exhausting 20 to 24-hour shifts in television production. Just brutal, right? But today, he works maybe an hour or two a day. And as this brilliantly illustrates, true freedom isn't just about swapping an 80-hour corporate work week for an 80-hour entrepreneurial one. The real prize is buying back your life. It's getting that unlimited time to hang out with your kids, work in the yard, or honestly, just live life entirely on your own terms. Now, let's be real for a second. The money definitely doesn't hurt either. Through this website landlord business, Kyle is currently pulling in roughly $104,000 in monthly revenue. But wait, here is the absolute kicker. His entire company overhead is less than $5,000 a month. I mean, a profit margin like that, it's practically unheard of in traditional business.
People absolutely love to throw around the phrase passive income when they talk about traditional real estate. But hey, if you've ever managed physical properties, you know the reality. It usually involves a terrifying $500,000 mortgage, a ton of risk, and getting those frantic calls at 2 a.m. about a broken toilet. Digital real estate totally demystifies this passive income myth. We're talking about building a digital property where your ongoing monthly overhead is literally around $25. The risk is virtually non-existent.
So you're probably wondering, how exactly does this work? Well, it boils down to 4 really straightforward steps. First, you build a simple, no-frills website for a local blue-collar service. Second, you rank it on the first page of Google. Third, you capture high-intent customer phone calls and just forward them to a local business owner for a free trial. And finally, once they actually see the value you're bringing, you agree on a flat monthly rent for those leads.
Which brings us to Section 2, finding low-hanging keywords.
So our very first hurdle is basic supply and demand. We absolutely have to target long-tail keywords. Listen, we are not trying to rank for some massive, super competitive national term like weight loss. No way. That's an impossible ocean. Instead, we want to find small, highly profitable local ponds with lots of hungry fish. Think highly specific stuff like junk removal Austin, Texas, or epoxy flooring New Orleans.
Now, to actually find these market gaps, using tools like Mangool's KF2 Finder is absolutely crucial to getting started. Mangool's is famous for being incredibly user-friendly. Here's your workflow. You just input a city, and they support over 65,000 locations, by the way, and you search for a niche. You filter for low SEO difficulty so you know you can actually win that spot. Then, check the exact search volumes to make sure there's a hungry market, look at historical trends to spot any seasonal dips, and analyze who's currently ranking. If the top spots are held by local guys who literally haven't updated their website since 2005, bam, you've found your gold mine.
Moving right along to Section 3, building digital real estate.
Okay, once you've found that perfect niche, it is time to build. And I want to practice some intellectual honesty with you right here. This phase requires real, genuine effort. Kyle operates heavily on this hard work first principle. You kind of have to embrace the active grind today, setting up the site, writing the content, securing those backlinks, because that is what generates the leverage to completely buy your time back tomorrow. So the crucial point is, even though it takes some serious elbow grease up front, the financial barrier to entry is absurdly low. Your total monthly overhead to run one of these sites is basically just your website hosting and a call tracking number from a service like CallRail. That's the whole shebang, roughly $25 a month.
Let's move to Section 4, renting out the leads.
After a few months, your site hits page 1, and suddenly the phone starts ringing. Now, what's really interesting here is how beautifully casual the sales pitch becomes. You aren't aggressively pushing some high-priced marketing retainer with zero guaranteed results. Instead, you completely flip the script. You call up a local roofer or a tow truck driver and just say, hey, I've got this website getting 50 calls a month. I'm not in this industry. Do you think I could just send them to you for a week for free? It's a totally zero-pressure gift. You're handing them tangible results before they ever even open their wallet. Naturally, once that free trial is over and their pockets are a bit heavier, it's time to negotiate your rate. Now, you might be super tempted to charge them per lead. Honestly, don't do it. Charging a simple, flat monthly rent is the ultimate key to true time freedom. A pay-per-lead model forces you to audit invoices, argue over whether a call was a good lead or not, and deal with wildly unpredictable monthly income. A flat rent, though? It's perfectly predictable for the business owner, and it requires zero auditing on your end. It literally transforms a high-maintenance client relationship into a fully passive asset.
All right, Section 5, Scaling with AI Tools.
Now, if the thought of all that manual setup work sounds a bit daunting, don't worry. We happen to be living in a golden age of digital tools, and these are basically your cheat codes to speed up the process. Just look at this breakdown. Instead of agonizing over writing site content from scratch, you can use Ahrefs' AI Content Helper to whip up localized, SEO-optimized text. When calls come in after hours and your client misses them, which loses both of you money, deploy High-Level's 24/7 AI employee to instantly answer texts and book appointments. Instead of neurotically checking your Google rank every single morning, let Mangle's AI Search Watcher keep tabs on your visibility. And technical site audits? Ahrefs' AI Tech SEO can find and fix those issues without you ever needing to hire an expensive developer. These AI accelerators do so much of the heavy lifting for you.
Let's move to Section 6 and see how this builds into our ultimate goal, the passive income transition.
Because this right here is where the true magic of the model reveals itself. Once your site is ranked and your client is happily paying their flat monthly rent, your active input basically drops to zero. Seriously, Kyle has local business owners who have been renting his sites, paying him anywhere between $600 and $1,500 every single month for 5 years straight. And get this, he hasn't communicated with them even once since the day they signed up. Because you're targeting low-competition niches, you barely have to do any ongoing maintenance to keep that top spot on Google. It genuinely becomes a 99% passive income stream.
So as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a really provocative thought to chew on. Right now, in your city, or maybe a city just one state over, there are thousands of people desperately searching for a specific service. Maybe it's crime scene cleanup, pet cremation, or spray foam insulation. And the local businesses providing those services, they probably have terrible, outdated web presences. So, what local niche is just waiting for you to step in and bridge that gap? Your very own digital real estate empire might literally be just one keyword search away. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I highly encourage you to go out there and find that very first niche.